I'd rather just make jokes about things, to be completely honest with you. But like, I think a big problem here is like neither side has any empathy for one another. And I think a lot of the people just screaming just kind of want to be like heard a little bit. Like even with the abortion debate, like right now, it's like, I don't care who you are. Nobody is okay with aborting a 9-month-old baby. I don't care who you are.
Some people are.
I don't believe them. I genuinely do not believe them. I think that they will say it, but I think given the situation or given it was either them or their sister, they would not do it. And what that implies is that you believe there's a time in which it becomes a baby. So now we can at least all agree on that. There's a time when it becomes a child. So then what's the time? Some people think it's earlier. Some people think it's later. But at least we're all on the same page with this. And I think if both sides just kind of like looked at the other and said, hey, you know, like I get where you're coming from. Like if the extreme conservatives were like, look, I get where you guys are coming from with like rape and incest. Like I get where you're coming from and how fucking traumatic and awful that could be. Just say, I get, you don't even have to agree with it. Because I understand their argument. Let's not punish the baby. The baby didn't do anything. But I at least say, I get where you're coming from. That's horrific. It's tragic. And I understand why you wouldn't want to go through that. Just fucking say that.
Well, what you're saying is, and I get that, because the argument is, if you're going to factor in the mother's emotional burden in carrying a pregnancy she doesn't want to carry, if that matters at all, then it should matter the most in the cases of rape and incest, because the extreme trauma to a mother in carrying a baby that she did not want, that was the product of violence, that brings up trauma for her every day for 9 months, intense trauma. And then you have a child who's the product of, you know, your own genes mixing with your rapists, like the trauma's ongoing, you know, I mean, thereafter. So I get that. And yeah, what you're saying is, why can't one side factor in a little the extreme, like the fact that a woman matters, she does matter in the process. And the other side factor in that the baby also does matter in the process. And it may not be all in one's camp.
That's it. Like literally just be a human being for 1 second and just say you understand why they feel that way. Don't even change your opinion. Just go, I don't think you're crazy. And I do understand. Yeah.
This just, I got to show you this. This just happened. Maybe you saw it this week, but this woman, she's a California, a Berkeley law professor, Kiara Bridges, who testified before Congress on abortion issues. And she had this exchange. We played one with Josh Hawley yesterday, but listen to Senator Cornyn. Well, I don't know if you saw the Senator Cornyn one, where he's asking her such a basic question. I mean, like, Democrats are crazy to think that this is going to play in regular America, as opposed to like a Berkeley. Listen to this. Watch this.
You think a baby that is delivered alive has value?
Yes.
Do you think that a baby that is not yet born has value?
I believe that a person with a capacity for pregnancy has value. They have intelligence. They have agency. They have
I'm talking about the baby.
And I'm talking about the person with the capacity for pregnancy.
You're not answering the question. I'm asking.
I'm answering a more interesting question to me.
You think that a baby that is not yet born, let's say the day before this mother delivers, do you think that baby has value?
I think that the person with the capacity for pregnancy has value, and they should have the ability to control what happens to their lives.
Well, and I just note you refuse to answer the question.
That woman would absolutely support third-term abortion.
Yeah, I mean, that woman doesn't believe anything she said. Not a single thing. No,
I think she believes it all. Why?
No, she's living a lie. It's Scientology. She's just part of a cult. And the cult tells her to feel this way. And then she has value within the cult. And she's now speaking to senators. So she must be doing something right within the cult. But her raw biology, her human emotion does not add up to that kind of shit at all. And that's where the friction is. Because like even she even said something. She's like, I'm answering what I think is a more interesting question.
Yes.
That's not why you're here. You're not here to answer what the questions you want.
Exactly. You know what I mean? That's what's infuriating.
The world does not revolve around you. You're here because we want information and we want you to ask. Now, he's trying to do gotcha shit. I don't know where he gets with that, but this is a perfect example. Like, just acknowledgement of the other side is so, it can be so, it can just remove the walls. And then you could get into like a real discussion. But I think it starts with acknowledgement right there. Like you're fighting with your husband or your wife. Let's acknowledge what we've done, and let's acknowledge our part of this.
You tired of feeling like someone's always watching you on the internet? Maybe your advertisers know a little bit too much about you, or you're just concerned about the privacy of your identity. Using incognito mode will not solve the problem either. IPVanish VPN is here to protect your right to privacy and to help you stay anonymous online. IPVanish helps you safely browse the internet without exposing your private details to third parties. It's annoying that this is even a risk, isn't it? You can use IPVanish on your computers, your tablets, your phones, even devices like your Fire Stick when you're streaming media. Fight back. Protect your privacy. When you use IPVanish, all of your data is encrypted. They can't get to it. IPVanish makes you virtually invisible online. It's that simple. IPVanish is offering an incredible 70% off right now off their yearly plan for our listeners with a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's like getting 9 months for free. IPVanish is super easy to use as well. All you do is tap one button. You're instantly protected. Take your privacy back today with a brand rated 4.6 out of 5 on Trustpilot. Go to ipvanish.com/Megyn and use that promo code Megyn to claim your 70% savings. That's ipvanish.com/MEGYN. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.